two, one. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Delusions of Grandeur as I go on What's in My Room. And my name is David Straggy. I've got my good friend Crowlin here. We're going to have a good time here.
Yellow.
I'm going to go and show off some of the stuff that I picked up over the months here. And we'll see how far we get. Depending on how long Kroll wants to stick around with me, of course. So I have a stack here that I wanted to show off, and I'm going to see if Kroll could actually see my stuff here on the screen. Can you can see me, correct?
I can see you, yes.
Okay. Well, if you can see me, then I'm assuming that the others can definitely see me. So this little stack here, some of it I got from a seller that I go to and another seller, like combined. So a lot of stuff had been sitting in boxes, and I just paid them off bit by bit. And just wanted to go on and show you a little bit of what I've got here. What just happened here? Do you see me?
I see you.
Okay. Right here, I have a Blu-ray copy of Brandon Fraser, Ashley Judd, and Viggo Mortensen in a film directed by Philip Ridley, called The Passion of Darkly Moon. I actually watched it, and it is one of the strangest performances of Brendan Fraser. I've watched it since I've got it. And
Even stranger than Doom Patrol?
Doom Patrol was different, definitely. it was definitely one of the stranger roles. I don't know whether it was Wooden, but he got savage in this movie, so it might be interesting to check that out eventually. That's an Arrow release, by the way. Arrow is what you would call a boutique label, which are some of those labels that are out there that actually make things with special effects and shit like that. So, next I have here an independent film called Sheborg. And it was put out by Wild Eye releasing, and it's directed by Daniel Armstrong. It stars Kirsten Betts, Joshua Black, Maggie Kirchen, Christian Condon, among others. And basically what it says here on the back is an alien fugitive crash lands on Earth and begins turning people into cyborgs that feed on animal flesh. Dylan and her best friend Eddie have to team up to stop the Sheborg before the whole town is assimilated into monstrous machines of destruction. What do you think that sounds like? Does that sound like a good movie to you?
It sounds like if you watch the Star Trek Next Generation movie, you watch the same thing.
Okay, next up I have
futile.
Next up I have a film with Jason DeGray, Katie Sullivan, Bob Zamuda, and Warwick Davies, who's played in Leprechaun series.
Star Wars.
It's a film by Gabe Bartalos. And this is another boutique label. Severin Films put this out. It's called Saint Bernard. It's another one of them.
It's a dog movie.
Yeah, but it's more of a man versus beast kind of a thing. It's more like Cujo-ish.
So they
So
get to kill. They get to kill the Saint Bernard.
basically, his award-winning FX career spans both Grindhouse, being with Brain Damage, Frankenhooker, the Leprechaun series, and Art House. Matthew Barney, the
Willow,
Cremaster cycle.
Return of the Jedi.
Well,
Movies.
this is Gabe Bartalos I'm talking
Oh,
about.
I was talking about
The director.
Davies.
I know you were talking about Warwick Davies, which yeah, I know him from a bunch of that stuff. And Jason Dougray was Bartalos Skinned Deep film, uh, and I'm looking forward to checking this out. I actually haven't seen this yet. I've just been waiting to like show it to YouTube, basically, before I actually watch some of these. But some of them I couldn't just let them sit there, you know. Next, I have a copy of a film called Relic. Not sure if you can see what this looks like right here. With my background here, can you?
Yeah.
Okay, it's spelled with LLIK, and it's a
Yeah, I saw they
BBC
misspelled it.
production. And it's trying to look at see the directors. Sometimes they have the okay. It's written by Harry Williams and Jack Williams, Marston Bloom. The directors are Sam Miller and Hans Herbots. And it looks like it might be interesting. It's got a tagline of infectious drama in reverse is a leap forward. And oh well, that's a review, but to know the truth. So it looks like it has something to do with a virus, and some gruesome murders. I don't know. What do you think? Does that sound possibly interesting?
Possibly.
Next, I'm not sure how to describe these because there is something out there that you can actually get a subscription to, and it's called horror packs, and they have them for Blu-rays and DVDs that are out there, and oftentimes they put independent labels with their own boutique labels and do their own like pressing of them. And this is one of those that ended up being put out on a horror pack with their own printed label. It's called Red Letter Day. I actually did watch this because I was curious about it, and it's basically about how a community that seems to have homes that look exactly like, you know, the one right beside it, receiving letters of various people, normally just one person, and they are either supposed to kill that person or be killed, basically. And I guess it's called Red Letter Day just for that reason. So, what do you think about that one? Does that one sound interesting?
Possibly.
Okay. Next, I have here Brian De Palma's film Redacted, which was put out by Magnolia Pictures, which I'm assuming that this ended up at some Dollar Tree, and someone ended up sending it my way and saying, "Hey, did you want this?" And I said, "Sure." I know the director, and even though I'm not like really a war person per se, this is from the director of Scarface and the Untouchables. So That being said, it says here on the back, a fictional story inspired by true events. Redacted is centered around a small group of American soldiers stationed at a checkpoint in Iraq. Redacted alternates points of view between these soldiers, the media, and the local Iraqi people, and illuminating how each group is deeply affected by the current conflict and their encounters with each other. I'm not sure whether that sounds interesting or not, but I figured I'd check it out to see if it was watchable because for some reason war movies just some of them just don't fly with me.
It doesn't sound too good to me.
Some of it just gets redundant to me, and it's like some of them just blur with each other, and then events like get like I don't know. But I know I have this on DVD, so this is an upgrade to Blu-ray. It's I believe it's a found-on-footage film called Playback, and it stars Johnny Picard and Christian Slater in it. It's got a tagline that says, "Picture evil, it knows you're there." And this was put out by Magnolia and Magnet Pictures. And it looks interesting. I can't really read the back, so I'll probably get to that later. I hate it when they put everything in like such a small print that you can't fucking read anything about it. Don't you? I mean, if you, I mean, I'd like to know what the film is about sometimes, and sometimes the writing is so damn small. It's like, okay, I gotta get a different set of glasses just to fucking read this shit.
Right.
This is one.
You can always look it up. You can always look it up on IMDb, though.
True, I could. Now this is one of the many triple feature sets that are out there that Echobridge Acquisition Corp has been distributing. What they've been doing is I think they've just been trying to get their archives out there. A lot of the films that they've had sitting on their shelves that might have been like from the 2000s, and they just decided to up their ante. Well, this one has three of them. It has a film called Pimped, a film called Riot, and a film called Executive Target on it. And for some reason, this looked entertaining. That Pimped one actually looks pretty good. I don't know. I figured I'd check them out on a board night. What do you think?
I don't know.
From the look of it,
you might have fun with it.
I'm unsure about those because honestly, I've had them be a mixed bag before. So sometimes they are good, sometimes they aren't, and sometimes they just suck. Now, here is one that Mo would be ecstatic over me sharing. This is a full moon film called Panther Squad. Ended up getting a copy of it on Blu-ray. This was one of the ones that they ended up remastering for their Eurocin collection. And it's directed by Peter Knight. It stars Sybil Danning, Jack Taylor, Karen Schubert, Donald O'Brien, among others. And she's beautiful and ready to fight. The front of it kind of reminds me of like looking at like Daryl Hannah in like Attack of the 50-Foot whatever, but this chick looks like she's part Rambo and Sheena.
Interesting.
But I'm going to be checking that out eventually when I get a chance. Next, I have a film that has Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz in it, with a tagline that says, "He created an empire she created him. And it's a film by director Fernando Leon de Aranoa.
So that's three
And I
times
guess
fast.
it's called Pablo Escobar. So I'm thinking that this is kind of a political film. Knowing what and who Pablo Escobar was.
Who the hell was he?
Next, he was a political dude from in the early 1980s. Colombian journalist Virginia Vallejo, played by Cruz, begins a tumultuous love affair with Pablo Escobar, the world's most feared drug lord. I guess he was the world's most feared drug lord at the time. Next, I have a zombie film that is part of a trilogy. And I believe this is the third film in the trilogy. And Screamfest is a line of films from Accelerator Media. That's their horror line. And there are a few of them out there. This one's called Outpost Black Sun. I haven't checked this out yet, but from the back of this, it actually looks pretty good. The sequel, the one before this, I'm not sure about, but I do know Outpost. It did have kind of a following when it came out, so I'll be interested in checking out this trilogy when I get a chance. Do you like zombie movies, Crow?
Sometimes.
What do you like about a zombie movies the most? If they're a zombie, if you can call them a zombie movie,
I mean,
to begin with.
I like the comedy ones. The spoofs. I like some of the classic ones. Night of the Living Dead and stuff like that. So I don't know. It just depends on how it's made. If it's made good. If it's either makes me laugh or makes me go, ew, or something. I'll enjoy it.
And sometimes you can actually say, "Hey, they actually did it original." I mean, I haven't seen that before in a zombie movie.
I love Walking Dead, so that gives you any indication.
Well, speaking of undead creatures, or at least zombies, here are a couple of films that I know I have on DVD, but this is an upgrade of them. These were also books, if I remember correctly, but I remember Night Watch actually being filmed in Russia. And I also remember it being a horror game that I played before. Have you ever seen either one of these, Crow?
Night Watch, you said?
Yeah, Night Watch and Day Watch. They kind of like go together.
No.
Okay. So if I chose them to go on and discuss one of these times, maybe I'll discuss them with you. Gonna actually watch those again. I haven't watched those in a while. It's like when they come out, you watch them when they're out, and then it's like there's so many movies that come out, it's not even funny.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, some movies I'll rewatch. I mean, besides, if we're doing it for the podcast, whatever. But some movies I will definitely rewatch, and some movies I'll just rewatch forever, like Star Wars, obviously. Marvel films, Spider-Man films, certain films, I just definitely just watch whenever. It's weird because I used to, back before streaming and everything, I'd have cable and I'd flip through the channels and watch things over again, because I didn't know what was good or not, so I just looked for something I've already seen, which I did a lot, but I prefer to watch stuff I haven't seen because I haven't seen it yet. I want to find new stuff. So that's what I like about the streaming sites is, I can pop on something I like, but I more than likely can find something I haven't seen yet, and that looks good too. So I don't know. I just like it better than cable for that reason.
Okay. Well, the next one that I have here to show you guys is a film that stars Nicolas Cage and Robin Tunney. Which Robin Tunney, I remember her a lot from the show The Mentalist, and more specifically, you should check it out. It's pretty hilarious. The guy playing the mentalist, he loves to piss people off. But I guess it starts with this serial killer named Red John, who actually kills off his family, and he joins up with a task force to try to take him down, and it lasts for quite a while. But he's also like this really smart dude, and he pisses off anyone and everyone that he can, and he doesn't believe in psychics or mediums. So when they come on the show, he immediately has to defraud them. But in any case, it's funny when it happens because he knows that they're fake, So, but in any case, this is a movie called Looking Glass, and I picked it up on DVD at one point in time, and I liked it. It had kind of a Vacancy vibe. I don't know if you've seen Vacancy or Vacancy 2. Those are horror films. Okay. Well, basically, it has something to do with a hotel with a peep show, kind of an atmosphere where it's got hidden rooms, like watching you and shit. It's an independent movie with a serious vibe, and it's one of the Nicolas Cage movies that I think is a little bit better than at first you look at it, So I don't know. I'll be checking that out since that's an upgrade for me. I decided what the hell when I saw my guy show it to me. Had it on DVD. Not sure if I'm getting rid of the DVD or not, but I will decide that later. So I actually already have this on Blu-ray and on DVD, but this is for some reason, while I've been collecting movies, I've been collecting different copies of movies, different editions of movies, and this just has a white cover, and this was the edition that he made of this movie. Ron Bonk owns and runs Sub Rosa Cinema, which is SRS. On the back here, if you can actually see it. If you ever see something like that on the back of a DVD, that's the Sub Rosa Cinema label. This is Lights, Camera, Blood, and it's an old shot on video film from the 90s, and I actually like this one for some reason. I just, at the time that I watched it, I wasn't sure how to go on about it and talk about it. So I'm looking forward to re-watching that eventually myself, because I'm gearing myself up to get back out there and start my reviewing again. It's actually been kind of 6 months since I last reviewed a movie, which is kind of sad. But here's another from Severin Cinema. It's a version of Jack the Ripper. I believe I saw this on TCM at one point in time. Have you seen this version of Jack the Ripper?
No.
Looks like it's directed by Jimmy Sangster. And I guess this has two complete versions of this film. I guess it's got the UK and the US version. And because this is like a boutique label, it's got like extras of like audio commentary with the co-director and the co-producer and the co-cinematographer, Robert S. Baker, the screenwriter, Jimmy Sangster, the assistant director, Peter Manley, and moderated by the British horror historian Marcus Hearn, and I guess some alternate stuff. So I'm definitely going to be checking this out. I still haven't opened this, so I plan on eventually checking that out. What do you think so far of the stuff that I've been showing here?
Some of it's interesting.
So I have another huge stack here to go through. This one is a Blu-ray of it's called The Wannabe. It's executively produced by Martin Scorsese and Dean Devlin. It is directed by Nick Sandow. It's a tagline of "Respect isn't earned, it's stolen." It stars Vincent Piazza, Patricia Arquette, and Michael Imperioli.
Patricia Arquette, huh?
Yeah. And this is put out by Orion Films, which within the last 10 years, Orion, it was refurbished because it was laying dormant for quite a few years. They were really big in the 80s and the early 90s.
Yeah, I remember.
And I guess this is based on true events. I guess it's a man obsessed with mafia culture during the 1900s in New York City when Thomas's failed attempts to fix the trial of infamous mobster John Gotti gets him rejected by the people he idolizes most. He sets off on a drug-infused crime spree with his girlfriend and longtime mob groupie Rose, played by Arquette, by brazenly robbing the local mafia hangouts. So I guess this is like some old school mafia like a thing that's done in the present. So that actually sounds pretty entertaining. And I guess this is something extra or bonus that was sent out. That with or maybe as a screener for that Jack the Ripper movie, but it's got like the Italian title on it, which is kind of cool. I don't know if you can see that.
I see.
It's kind of cool. I guess it's the European release version, French with English subtitles. Bonus interview with French reissue director Alain Petit, I guess. So that should be entertaining to check out. Okay. Now an action star with Jason Statham in this film called Redemption. Not sure if you've heard of this one. It has a tagline of "Not all roads lead to salvation," and it's written and directed by Stephen Knight. Okay, so He stars as an ex-Special Forces officer who comes home from the Afghanistan war a shattered man. Broke, homeless, and lost in a haze of drugs and booze, Joey Jones attempts to place his life back together with the help of Sister Christina, a nun helping the poor. But while employed as a collector for a local mob boss, Joey learns the identity of a friend's murderer and, bent on revenge, finds himself sinking deeper into a dark world of violence in this brutally powerful action thriller. So, how does that sound?
Interesting.
I think it sounds interesting. I'll check it out. Okay, you know those Japanese movies with those international subtitles that you don't really like? This is one of those films. This is a Japanese film with subtitles,
Don't
I
like
believe. And it's called I Saw the Devil. And it's put out by Magnet Releasing. It has a tagline of Pray for Revenge, and it stars Lee Byung-hun, Choi Min-sik, and it is directed by Kim Ji-woon. And this is its unrated copy. And I'd read it for you, but it's got the price tag still on it. So let me know down in the comments of whether you think that film was worthy of a pickup. Next, I have a film called Devil's Mile. This is put out by an independent distributor called Phase 4 Films. And some of those are mixed bags. Not sure whether I like some of them or not, but this cover looks cool. And it looks like the back looks kind of cool. I don't know. It looks like it is directed by Joseph O'Brien. And this is what it says it's about. Fleeing a botched kidnapping, a gang of desperate ex-convicts and their terrified teenage hostages take an ill-advised detour down a dark stretch of haunted highway as tensions rise and events spiral violently out of control. Captors and captives alike are trapped on the road and attacked by the sinister supernatural forces lurking upon it. Now they must fight together to escape the evil pursuing them and somehow survive the horror that awaits them at the end of the Devil's Mile. I don't know. I think that actually sounds pretty good. What about you?
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so this is another Wild Eye release. It's called Demon Hunter. And it looks like it's directed by Zoe Kavanaugh. It stars Niam Hogan, Alan Talbot, Sarah Tapes, Jenkinson, Kevin O'Malley, Nick Furlong, among others. And this is what it says it's about. After she is captured by police for questioning in the slaying of a man she claimed was a demon, Taryn Barker must prove her innocence and the existence of demons. But when a demonic cult captures the daughter of one of the detectives on the case, the police must trust and unleash this warrior on the satanic group who are intent on bringing an ancient evil force into the world. I'm looking forward to checking that one out. I know that sometimes Wild Eye is a mixed bag, but for the most part, I find some of the titles interesting. And
that one sounds kind of blah to me.
Huh?
That one sounds kind of blah to me. But I think Boris would like it.
Yeah, I think Boris would like it. It's definitely got that cultish atmosphere
Yeah,
about it.
he likes
Uh,
the devil stuff.
yeah, he does.
Hell,
I'll definitely have to keep that one in mind then. Well, we're making a checklist of ones that we know that Boris would probably enjoy. This one is called Death Warmed Up. Um, I know I've got it on DVD. For many years, it was on a copy with um, Island Classics or whatnot. But this is on Severin's, one of Severin's titles that they put out, and they did some like audio commentary with the director and the writer, and um, an interview with the actor who played in this as that says "I'll get you all" as the title of the interview. So I haven't opened this up and watched it,
I'll
but
get you
from what
my
I
pretty
understand,
little dog too.
but I'm definitely looking forward to checking this out. Um, Evidently, it was the best horror film in Sitges, Spain in 1984, along with Paris in 1984. So I
Ooh.
guess this was a film filmed in 1984, the year I was born.
You're the same age as my sister.
Next, I have a film called Dead Sight. This one was put out by RLJE Films. Um, Not sure if you can see it here, but this one is directed by Jesse Thomas Cook. This one was put out by Raven Banner Entertainment with Foresight Features. Um, Raven Banner also put out the Bunny the Killer Thing edition that I have, so that's how I know it. But this film stars Liv Collins, Adam Sabold, and Rye Barrett. You'll never see them coming. Um, Chilling and ferocious, it's said, or achieves maximum tension, as Cinema Access says. Um, okay, so Mara Madigan is a pregnant police officer about to go on maternity leave, but on her last day on the job, she wakes up to a world ravaged by a nightmarish and bloody plague of the living dead. Amidst the chaos and violence, she finds Ben Nielsen, a man who is virtually blind, helpless, and has a mystery shrouding his past. Somehow, these two must put their heads together and find a way to safety to escape this living hell. Sounds
Interesting.
entertaining, but um, you know, it's always curious in how they like put like the zombies together. Every Sometimes it looks similar, sometimes it looks the same, sometimes it looks completely ferocious, but and sometimes it
Right.
looks like it sucks. Just you know it's gonna suck. Um, Next, this one I heard like a year before it like got this boutique label. Um, Oftentimes Vinegar Syndrome is more of a sexy label. Um, I call it sexy because that's when it comes to putting together like some of the classic porns that are out there. But this one is called Deadly Games Dial Code Santa Claus. Um, it's not a sexy film, but it is a souped up boutique. It's got like this cool ass slip cover. I guess it was said to have been lost at one point in time. It had like a couple of screenings, and then suddenly Vinegar Syndrome decided to announce that this was in fact being released by them. It is a French film, from what I understand. Young Thomas
We
is obsessed with action movies and video games. So much so, when his mother is out, he delights in turning the sprawling mansion where he and his invalid grandfather live into a makeshift battleground, concocting and setting elaborate traps. Home Alone, grandfather aside, on Christmas Eve, Thomas is soon faced with an unexpected and very unwelcome guest, a department store Santa Claus, who is, in fact, a deranged maniac on the loose. Putting his skills into action, Thomas begins an all out assault against the murderous St. Nick, rather than risking his Christmas turning into something closer to Halloween. A dazzling mix of thrilling action and horror,
yeah,
and
it
long
sounds kind of
rumored to
like
be
a twisted Home Alone.
evidently, this was rumored to be the unofficial inspiration for one of the biggest Hollywood blockbusters of the 90s. Renee Manzer's Dial Code Santa, also known as 3615 Code Paris Noel, also known as Deadly Games, also known as Game Over, is a would-be cult sensation that sadly never was, featuring ultra stylized cinematography from Pal Gaiule, which highlights the often dreamed like production design. Vinegar Syndrome is honored to present your next holiday favorite, Dial Code Santa Claus, in the U.S. In its U.S. disc debut and worldwide 4K. So, yeah, I was glad to at least get a copy of this from my friend, because Brandon showed off his copy like 6 months before I got mine. And I was like, I know I've got mine in with my guy's stuff somewhere. Why won't it be sent in the next box? But in any case, next I have Ken Foray in a film called DC Sniper, and we know what we know who that was, right?
No.
DC Sniper was the name of one of the dudes who escaped Alcatraz, and he disappeared. So some think that he survived and stuff like that. A mysterious shooter randomly kills innocent citizens in public, one after the other in broad daylight. All murders happen not far from the White House, not far from the president. So, I guess they had to do a DC Sniper movie. What do you think about my selections so far that I ended up buying?
Some of them are good.
Next, I have a Blu-ray DVD combo pack of Marissa Tomei, Timothy Oliphant, Charlie Plummer, and Muriel Enns in a independent movie called Dark Was the Night. And this one was put out by Echobridge.
Did you mean Marissa Tomei?
Yeah, I did say Marissa Tomei.
You said it wrong.
But there's an unwritten rule in families that no two people can go crazy at the same time. So when Margaret, who's always been in control of her life, falls apart after the unexpected loss of her husband, her teenage son, Marcus, is forced to stomach his own grief and become the man of the house. After hitting bottom, Margaret scrambles to find the strength to be a mother again, following Marcus into the deep woods where he has gone to seek solace. Out of their comfort zone in the middle of nowhere, mother and son begin to find a way forward. Dark Was the Night. So that sounds like it might be okay.
I mean, it kind of sounds like a snooze fest, but I like Marissa Tomei, so I don't know. I might try it.
Yeah, I might try it eventually down the road
If anything, you have to
too.
look at Marissa Tomei, so it's never a bad thing.
So apparently, this is a sci-fi movie. I'm not sure what to think about it. It's called Crossbreed. Is it showing up in the camera?
No.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see if I can bring it closer here.
No. I see your hand, but the video is like out of focus, out of picture. Oh, it
Okay.
came in for a second. Hold it. Okay, yeah, I see it now. Cross
Okay.
street.
Yeah, it says Crossbreed, This Is War. And it's got Vivica A. Fox and Daniel Baldwin in it. And it's from Uncorked Entertainment, which is another independent film thing. And it's directed by Brandon Slagle. I know the name. But I know that this is the second film that I have by the dude. It says, in the near future, the President of the United States of America hires a team of military veterans to retrieve an alien bioweapon from top secret research facilities orbiting the Earth. These highly trained mercenaries must infiltrate the space station and recover the deadly experiment till alien cargo located on board. All is going according to the plan until the cargo escapes. And it looks like it's this like creature that kind of looks like a, I don't know what the fuck it looks like, but it looks like it might be slightly entertaining. But I started to watch one of his movies before. There we go. Now we can see it a little bit more. But but yeah, I'm gonna check that out eventually. How does that sound to you?
Sounds
Sound
interesting.
like it might be entertaining?
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. Okay, so this is one that's that has a. I think this is one from the horror pack. Um, it's got a tagline of "Defend the Line," but it's called Coyote J.E. I think this is an independent film. It's directed by Nathan Hill, and it's this is what it says it's about. Ed Montanez is a Shadow Wolves tracker and Border Patrol agent hunting a lone coyote who carries a mysterious package. Infused into the chase is a pair of rogue militiamen hell bent on defending the border, and a suspicious federal agent investigating border killings and corruption, no matter their motives. Each one of them becomes indentured to the package once they uncover the nature of its contents. See, even the back is kind of wordy. So it's like, are they really trying to make you read this?
Yeah, it don't
But
sound good to me.
I don't know. I'll check it out eventually. It might be entertaining. But okay, so this one is a Scream Factory, which is another boutique label, but it doesn't have like its slipcover or anything. But I don't really care about that shit. I don't even know why slipcovers even became a thing. But it's basically the artwork that's on the outside of the box, and people are selling them for. They are selling them for $20 and above, separately.
Yeah, I heard.
Because, yeah, that's like the big thing. This is Contamination 7. This is a movie directed by Martin Newland, and it says a new kind of monster, a living lethal organism that strikes its victims without warning. Evil waits in the woods when a young woman returns to her small hometown. So find that one thing has changed a great deal. A local company has been dumping radioactive waste. Oh, radioactive waste, huh? From their nuclear plant. Everything's always toxic with these 80s films, man. And the spill is turning the trees into man-eating plants. As the body count rises, a group of townspeople determined to find the root of this problem instead find themselves fighting for their lives. Contamination 7 has many names. It's also known as Creepers, the Crawlers, and Troll 3. The film is directed by Fabrizio Laurenti, also known as Martin Newland, who also directed Witchery, and stars Mary Sellers from Ghost House and Stage Fright. So this also I know because it's a Shout Factory release, probably has some extras. They often do so, and one thing that I know that Shout Factory does, at least this came with they always do these cool they always do these backwards forwards labels, where if it had something as a different name or something like that they'll reverse it, and that's something cool that comes with some of these boutique stuff. I think Arrow sometimes does that too. I think they do that a lot. So anyways, next I have another thing from BBC called Clay. And it looks like it stars Imelda Staunton, Ian Michelini. Be careful how you shape your fate is the tagline. And it says on here, 14-year-old Davy Hagen's life is changed forever by a mysterious outsider. Stephen Rose in a bizarre ritual. The boys raise a golem, a creature fashioned from clay, capable of dealing with anyone, even the town bully. Magic? Surely not. Just the product of two fevered imaginations. But then the town bully ends up dead, and Davy has to deal with the awful power they may have unleashed. That one sounds kind of cool. Here's one that I don't know. Looks interesting. It's called Chokeslam. That one might be actually entertaining. It's directed by Robert Cuffley. And it says Corey, played by Chris Marquette, a mild-mannered deli clerk, finally gets a second chance to pursue his high school sweetheart, who is now the notorious professional female wrestler Smashina, played by Amanda Crew, when she returns for their 10-year high school reunion. So, what do you think? Yeah,
Could be good, depending on how it's done.
I don't know. It looks like it might be entertaining. The title is catchy. Oh, so is this one. And not sure whether you might like this or not, but this one, it's got Sandra Oh, Anne Hesh, who I believe that Anne Hesh, I think she played in the remake of Psycho, and Alicia Silverstone in a movie called Catfight. Might be entertaining. It's a black and blue comedy.
She plays in that show, Killing Eve.
Yeah, and Sandra Oh, I think, also plays on Grey's Anatomy. Not that I've never seen follow the show.
And of course, Alicia Silverstone, a lot of shit.
And this was put out by Dark Sky Films, which I've actually collected a bunch of Dark Sky Films. For a while, they were an independent label that I seem to like from time to time, and they never seem to have a mixed bag per se. But this is what the film says it's about. Veronica, played by Sandra Oh, and Ashley, played by Anne Hesh, were good friends in college, but now find themselves in very different walks of life. Veronica has become the entitled, wine-loving wife of a rich businessman, while Ashley, along with her lover Lisa, played by Alicia Silverstone, struggles to make ends meet as an artist. When they bump into each other at a fancy cocktail party, what starts as a friendly conversation quickly turns caustic before erupting into a vicious, bloody fight that will change both of their lives forever.
Okay.
It actually sounds interesting. Might be entertaining to check that out down the road.
I like the cast.
So I do like the cast. So that might be one that maybe will return to down the road. The reason why I'm going through a lot of these is because I haven't done these on my channel. Most of these you can actually see me going through on Retro Cult Media with my buddy Mo. So if you haven't seen them here, you can check them out on his channel. So this one is, I believe it's a subtitled action film.
Don't like it.
And I believe that Accelerator Media put this turbo line out for their action films. Like, they've got one called Macabre that's out there too. This one's called Brawler. And it's written and directed by Chris Silverstone. And I guess it's based on true events. I'll leave that enough said, and I'll be checking that out eventually when I get a chance here. I do like action films, and I do like checking out films that have subtitles because I do believe that they deserve a chance to be watched as well. Next, I have here a film called Born to Kill. And it has a tagline here that says, "What you don't know about Sam could kill you." And I guess this is a BBC film. And it is... I'm looking for the director. Directed by Bruce Goodson. And this is what it says it's about. Sam seems like a perfect, normal 16-year-old when you meet him. But his mom knows otherwise. How long can she keep a devastating secret from her son? And what might go wrong if she tells him the truth? Brace yourself for harrowing consequences when falling in love for the first time collides with a psychopathic urge to kill.
Okay.
And I know that when we were on Mo's channel, he was showing off his copy of Blood Sucking Freaks. Well, I ended up getting from my friend an upgraded Blu-ray. I believe this is Blu-ray and DVD copy of Blood Sucking Freaks, and basically it's like a torture show that comes in the town, and there's a critic that hates this torture show, thinks it's like the most ridiculous thing that he's ever seen. And there's there's quite a few cute chicks in there. Some of them get naked, some of them try to tear each other apart. And I guess the guy running this show is actually kidnaps the critic and a girl that he seeks out in the audience and makes them part of his show. And it's kind of become kind of a cult classic, and it's a trauma film. Not sure if you've seen it yet, but it
No.
is a film from the 1980s. And when I first started reviewing films, I was actually friends with the director for at least a year or two before he actually passed away, which I didn't even realize that he passed away. And the only thing that I said to him is that I'm from Milwaukee, but at least his Facebook is still on my friends page. So that's kind of cool. Next I believe this was a movie that was on the Sci-Fi Channel for a while. They like to put these kinds of movies on there, and this one's distributed by ITN Distribution and E1 Entertainment. It is directed by Scott Wheeler, and it's called Avalanche Sharks. Spring break in the mountains, snowboarding, beer-drunken co-eds in bikinis, as the yearly bikini ski day party descends on a small mountain town. Something lurks beneath the snow. When a rider causes an avalanche, it awakens a huge, menacing, prehistoric snow shark. Cut off from help, the local sheriff makes an unlikely alliance with a motley crew of snowboarders to take down the shark before the hills run red with blood. What do you think about this kind of film?
Stupid.
But some of them actually work. So another reason why I wanted to do a bunch of these pickups on my channel, since I hadn't gotten to them, is because a film that I'm actually going to be having the group talk about next June is a movie called Attack of the Killer Donuts. And it's got a tagline of "We love eating them, now it's their turn." And it's a film directed by Scott Wheeler. Oh, wait a minute. Guess what? Scott Wheeler was the director of Avalanche Sharks. Oh my God. So A chemical accident in a sleepy town turns ordinary donuts into bloodthirsty monsters. University, unaware of the donuts' danger, Johnny, Michelle, and Howard sell them to unsuspecting customers. When the donuts start eating their victims, the only way the three friends can save their sleepy town is to track down the killer donuts and destroy them. The final standoff is where it all began. Dandy Donuts. So, what do you think? Is it possible that that could be a good movie?
It's possible.
So next I have a certified fresh Rotten Tomatoes for those of you who care. Film called American Woman by that stars Sienna Miller, Christina Hendricks, and Aaron Paul. And with a tagline of "All she wants is an answer." Here's what the front of it looks like. So this one's directed by Jake Scott. It's put out by Vertical Entertainment. And I'm not going to read the back of it because some price tags are in front of it. But you're going to have to let me know whether this was a good pickup or not, because it looks like it might be kind of a drama. Okay, in Euro, Pennsylvania, Deb Callahan's life is forever changed when her teenage daughter mysteriously disappears. Deb is left to raise her young grandson while navigating the trials and tribulations of subsequent years, and ultimately to the long-awaited discovery of the truth, whatever the truth is. So it might be a drama, but that's okay. I can deal with that. So next, I have a horror film that's put out by Ewan Entertainment and ITN Distribution. It's called American Conjuring. Looks like it's got a creepy cover. And it says, "She's waiting for you." And it's directed by Dan Walton and Dan Zachary. Put out by Movie House Pictures. As the production company, a young family moves into an abandoned orphanage with a dark and tragic history. When strange incidents begin to occur in the house, it becomes chillingly clear that something supernatural is walking the halls. The family soon discovers that their new home is haunted by the tormented spirit of a woman named Hester Corbett, who killed herself in the basement. Now, how does that sound? I remember you saying something, Kroll, about liking supernatural films. Is it possible it might be cool?
Possibly.
Still sticking with me? Or am I boring you?
Not boring you. I'm just super tired.
Well, I'll do one more here, and we'll stop for the night. So this one is called 101 Seconds. I guess Stephen King said, "I don't accept that mass shootings have to be part of American life," which is a great statement, actually. I believe that this is one of those. Actually, I thought it was a horror pack, but it just so happens to be a Gravitas Ventures film release. And it says on the it's looks like it's trying to see who the director is. Okay, it's by Sky Fitzgerald. And it says on December 11th, 2012, over the course of 101 seconds, a shooter entered Clackamas Town Center Hall, a mall in Oregon, and opened fire with a Stag 15 assault style rifle. He killed 2 people and injured 1 more before taking his own life. 3 days later, Sandy Hook Elementary School seized our hearts and ignited a firestorm of national debate. 101 Seconds ultimately documents 2 families' journeys from grieving survivors to hopeful gun safety advocates, even as they are confronted by the reality of gun politics in modern America. As Oregon transforms into ground zero for a reinvigorated debate surrounding the place of guns in American society, the film reveals the deep tensions surrounding gun safety in America and here's witness to the persistent challenges to changing a status quo that results in more than 30,000 Americans' death every year. Holy shit, that's a lot of words. And hopefully you have... Honestly, this sounds like a lot more political than I really want to get into. So I haven't opened it yet.
And it's realistic.
And it is realistic, and it's based on a true story. It may actually be good. But I honestly will probably
not something
have to be
I'd
in the right fucking mood.
Not something I would want to watch.
It's not something you would actually go towards?
No. Nope.
Well, I definitely
I'll tell you what,
if
I have trouble sleeping, I'll ask you to repeat that again.
Yeah, I bet you I could definitely make you fall asleep with some of my drawn out words. And I definitely see. I have 4 more stacks here that I didn't get to tonight. So I definitely have more to share with you folks. But I thank Kroll for coming along with me on this journey, and maybe he can come on with me maybe like next week or something like that, so that I can continue to get these done, so that I can actually get them to their prospective bins and stuff. But I appreciate your companionship on tonight. And I know this was your first time on my pickup channel. So thank you. It's good to break tradition, and sometimes it's like, hey Mo, we're having fun here. Why weren't you here? You know. But in any case, you have a good evening, Kroll, and hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, you can let us know down in the comments whether any of these films look like they're entertaining, whether you've seen them or not, and I'll probably see y'all Sunday on this channel, and we'll have a blast then too. So thank you so much, and enjoy. Is there anything you want to say to the general public, Crow?
No.
Okay. Well, in any case, just watch these movies and let us know whether you were reviewing this. So, thank you, and enjoy.
Okay.